If you find yourself constantly busy, always achieving, and people say, wow, you're so together, but inside you feel quite numb, quite exhausted, maybe anxious, you might be dealing with what we call high functioning trauma. And I want you to know you're not alone. You're not broken. You're just brilliant at surviving. But it's really time to do more than just survive. High functioning trauma isn't a diagnosis, it's a pattern. So you look fine, you excel, but you're driven by a very deep and unconscious fear. The fear of being worthless, the fear of stillness, the fear of not being in control. And what people see as success might actually be survival. The truth is you're just not thriving, you're performing safety. Now the hidden kind of signs of high functioning trauma is chronic achievement. So success is just something that is your armor. Guilt when you rest, you feel lazy when you slow down. Over-functioning in relationships, so you are the fixer, the parent, the rescuer, your partners are your projects. Minimizing your own pain, you keep saying, well, others have had it worse. And you have such deep empathy for others, but a real sense of disconnection for yourself, where you can feel other people's emotions, but you just don't feel your own emotions well. Hyper-independence, where asking for help feels really unsafe, the need for control, where chaos feels dangerous, so you want to manage and stay on top of everything. Psychosomatic symptoms, where you feel chronic pain, fatigue, brain fog, and your body is kind of carrying a lot of load. Imposter syndrome, where you achieve a lot, but you still feel like you're faking it. And emotional numbness, where you're kind of doing life, but you're not feeling it. Now, one major aspect of high functioning trauma is something called the functional freeze. And you're not collapsed on the floor. You're emailing, you're organizing, you're crushing goals. Most people would look at you and go, you're hustling, girl. But you're numb, you're disconnected, you're anxious underneath. This is the freeze response in a productivity costume. Your nervous system isn't calm, it's shut down, and it's kind of just functioning through it. Now, if you've hit this kind of burnout feeling and you've lost motivation and you find yourself scrolling in this like fog feeling, that's not necessarily laziness. That's your body saying, look, I've just carried too much for too long. When your nervous system has been so overactive and so overactivated for many years, collapse is protective. And it's not a mindset issue, it's a safety response. And you don't need more discipline, you need restoration, safety, gentleness, and actually space to kind of come back to yourself. So, if you've ever felt anxious when good things kind of happen to you, or when life is quiet, you notice that you start picking fights, or you start overworking. Anytime prosperity starts to kind of really activate you, when calm starts to activate you, that's your nervous system saying, this is really unfamiliar and I don't trust peace. If you grew up in chaos, your baseline has become this tension. So calm doesn't feel safe, it feels boring, but maybe even a little bit suspicious. The work is to retrain your body to accept peace without panic. And you've learned to survive in powerful ways. You've become hyper-competent, hyper-independent. You've become strong. You've learned how to read a room, avoid conflict, perform perfection. But now those same traits are actually costing you your presence, your rest, and your connection with yourself and others. So healing is really about unlearning some things here. The unlearning is about getting that you don't need to be impressive to be loved. You don't have to perform to be safe. And high functioning trauma isn't about what happened to you. It's about how your body has adapted to what has happened to you. And now it's asking for something different. It's asking for safety. It's asking for stillness. It's asking for support. And you don't have to do this alone anymore. If my message has resonated, hit subscribe, because I share a lot of trauma-informed tools on this channel to help high achievers really come home to themselves gently and one step at a time.